What caused that discoloration in the water is we did a main water leak on our 18-inch line coming into town, and we had to shut the water off feeding that line and monitoring the towers with the drop in the tower and then filling it back up and operating several valves around town. It broke the line, some of the lining buildup that's in the pipes that just comes from natural water usage. It broke it loose and dissolved it into the water, and that's what's colored the water. We've taken back teas and stuff. Everything's good on it. We haven't gotten any bad back teas back. Once water is tainted with something soluble, which causes it to change color, there's nothing we can do on it. So we've been flushing around town for about a week and a half, trying to get that water moved through to get it to start clearing out. It should be starting to clear out by now. You might still have a little tint. Within time of us flushing, it should start clearing itself out. Safety on the water, like I said, it's got a chlorine residual. We've taken back teas. Those have cleared, so there's nothing in the water that's harmful. It's a mental, and I would agree with the citizens. I would be the same way. You know, if the water's got a tint to it, you don't really trust it a whole lot. But the water is safe. There's nothing you can do as far as even boiling it to take the color out. You can't boil color out of water. I wouldn't be concerned with taking showers or anything like that. Drinking it, of course, it's just getting past the brown part of it. A lot of people buy a lot of bottled water in this town anyway. I would love to get us past that point to where our water is safe and everybody can brag about our water. We are still working on that. But as far as the tint in the water, I'm hoping within the next week it'll be completely gone out of the system. On the haloacetic acids, that is a common reaction on most municipalities. A lot of them throughout the United States deal with that type of an issue. How it's formed is the chlorine reacts to the stuff that's in the pipe, the bacteria and stuff, doing its job. And when it does that, it releases a gas into the water, and that brings up your monitoring levels. We are working on that, trying to see if we can get it to bring our numbers down. We have been bringing numbers down for the last 2 months, and how that average comes out is through a year. So they'll back up, to last year's 2 numbers and this year's 2 numbers. With the water issue that we had back in November and December, the numbers were high, and until those numbers roll off, our numbers will still remain a little bit high. There will be another notice out this month, this quarter also, because we still got a high number on our bank. Which brings us over to 0.60 MCL on it. The cancer part of it is, it's not nothing you can get right off the top. When they talk about the possibility of cancer, is like 1 in 10,000, but that's over a 10-year plus span of the water. You can get cancer nowadays from just about anything, but that's how haloacetic acids work. It's over a long period of time of exposure, of high levels of exposure. 0.60 and lower, they consider that a safe margin, so you're good on that part there. But like I said, I am working on with the water department also too, trying to get those numbers down. The past 2 quarter samples that we got, we were below the limit, but it's the prior ones that we were high on last year is what got us over the bracket. This last quarter we just got, we were a little bit high, mainly because a lot of this is due to the heat. The hotter the water gets, the faster that chlorine reacts. So that's what we're working on now, trying to get that number down. We were at a 0.51 and a 0.53 on the last 2 quarters. This quarter here for this year, we were sitting a little bit higher. So, but like I said, we will get another notice out for this second quarter samples. But we are working on trying to get these numbers down and below to where we quit having the haloacetic acids forming on it. Both filter skids at the plant are operational. They're at about 98% capacity, so we're flowing good. The treatments in the plant have been changed around. We've added different chemicals, monitoring systems. We've got a crew out there now. We're staffed fully. They constantly monitor it 24/7. From November till now, it's a day and night difference. It's completely a whole different plant.
How many gallons are we producing out now?
Probably about 2.2 million a day is what we're pushing out. That's what the consumption of the town seems to be averaging. Usually that's about right for summertime. The rains have helped us kind of slow some consumption down. A lot of people ain't watering the yards, but I see with the heat keep going, it'll probably creep up, but we can handle it. Yeah, the leak was fixed. It took us 2 days to fix it because we were having a problem with valving it off. We also had to pay attention to the towers because I didn't want the town out of water. So we were monitoring the towers, and if it got low enough to where we couldn't get it fixed fast enough before the tower got empty, we sealed the leak down and started filling the tower again to keep the town in water. A lot of times when you do that, you turn water off, turn water on, you operate valves, water inside the pipes will build up a lining, just a microbial lining or a rust lining on some of these older cast iron pipes. And when you start turning that water on and off, you'll get a vibration from turbulence of that water coming through, and it'll shake that stuff loose. And that's where it starts getting beat up and dissolved into the water, and that's what caused our brown water system. To fix the complete structure of this town, which is a lot, you've got some pipes in this ground, I've been here 40, 50 years, it's gonna take time and lots of money. Anytime you do an infrastructure rebuild, you're talking about millions of dollars to dump into the system to get it back up to par. And it's just something when a town is run down and hasn't been maintained like it should, a lot of times it's overwhelming. They can't do the whole town at one time, so you've got to do little sections at a time. But if you do just a little bit here, and here, you don't really accomplish anything. You need to stay on one section, get that done, then move to a next section, and get that done, next section. Everything goes in stages, and that's what we're doing here with the roads and water plant. We're trying to do everything in sections. Okay, this is our project for this month. This is our project for this month. And that's the only way you're going to be able to get anything going forward in this town is you're going to have to complete a section before you can move forward onto something else. We still have a lot of other things in town we'd like to get done. I am on a limited crew. I mean, I've got 11 guys, but when you spread them out, 3 on a road crew, 3 on a water leak, you can deplete your system really fast. Like with limb pickup, we got way behind on it due to the rain. The guys have started at one end of town and they're doing the entire town. And once they get past your section, if you put more limbs out, it'll be a while before we get to them because we've got to get the entire town first to get caught up on everything. Then we'll start hopefully getting it into a schedule, more or less, to get everything kind of maintained. It's just a lot of work, and with the citizens' patience and understanding, we can get it all done. We just all got to work as a team to keep everything going forward. We got some really good guys that work for us, and we're just pushing to strive forward to try to do a positive change in the city. What we're working on right now is we're starting the road project, which I've been trying to plan for the last 6 months. We're starting off at Virginia and Ward, and then we'll be heading down Ward. It's going to take probably about a week to finish this intersection here because we're having to do tear out and to make sure the road base is good and to get everything oiled and swept and to get it done where it's done right, where we don't have to come back to it and the citizens have a decent road to ride on. Once we hit Ward, we'll be doing 1,000-foot sections at a time. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad we actually got finally started on it. And I've got a crew working on roads that have got road experience and greater experience. So we're really priding ourselves on trying to get this done and done right. The next step, once we get this corner done, like I said, we're going to be heading down Ward, heading north, and we'll be doing 1,000-foot section at a time until we get to the end of Ward, probably down by the Palm area, however far the city limit goes, and then we'll do the other side of the road coming back toward this way and just keep going down, and then we'll go to a different section of town and do the worst road on that end. We're just gonna have to do one section at a time, and the little bit here and there is not gonna do us any good. We got to do one section at a time and get it cleared out. It's probably gonna take us a couple months. I'd give us a couple months because, like I said, of the tear out and the traffic and the resources that we've got to use to keep everything going. Like I said, you can't rush through it. That's what's gotten Marlin in the position it is. Everything's been rushed. Everything's been kind of just Band-Aided. Well, you Band-Aid something long enough, it gets festered, and then you end up with a bigger problem than you started with. No, there'll be other streets to follow. Ward has been my biggest complaint street, and we're trying to get it knocked out and get this end done, and then we'll hit another section of town, try to get everybody's district, something done in each district, but we're trying to do a sizable repair to where it's noticeable and it's also beneficial to when we do the project. To do a half a block ain't gonna do no good. By the time you get done with your other sections of town and you come back, that's already eroded out and terrible. The only thing that's a downfall when you fix roads is then you get another problem and everybody starts speeding down the road. So Just keep in mind, the cops will be watching that. We've got the biggest majority of the equipment. The county's helping us on an oiler. I'm looking at renting a sweeper to help get some of the debris off the patchwork before we set the base and everything down on it, just to make the job work better and hold better. What's taking place right now is we're getting down to the base of the road, getting this old asphalt out and making sure the base is solid and it's level, so when we lay the new asphalt on top, it's got a good place for it to stick to. Like I said, we're going to oil it and put tack on it to get it to where it holds like it's supposed to, and we're going to roll it. It's going to be a process that once it's done, it'll hold. And that's the whole biggest part, is if you do it right the first time, you don't have to come back to it. We've done some test patching on the other side of town just to see how it holds, and with all that rain we had after we did the patches, those patches held. So that's a good sign of the way we're doing it. We're also using our street cutter that I was able to get back in operations again, to where when we do these sections, we can cut the street square to where it's got a good seat part to it, where we can blend it in with the other asphalt that's still good on the roads.